So welcome to Capcut tutorials. Let's go through every bit of the process that you go through when you're using Capcut, the features especially, all the features that Capcut uses. So first of all, when you open your Capcut, you click on new project. Click on new project, and of course you choose a background of your choice. Choose a background of your choice. I'll look for a picture that I can use. I'm importing two pictures. Okay, so this picture is going to serve as our background. Okay, every bit of it is very important. First of all, after importing your background, go to the end of your Capcut timeline and see this ending that you're looking at here now, right now. This very ending that says Capcut. Tap on it, it will become highlighted. Then you click on delete to wipe it off. Okay, so those are the first things you should do once you come to Capcut. Okay, they are very important. I just dragged this I held the background and at the ending of it and dragged it to extend it a little bit. Dragged it a little bit to extend it to some extent. Okay, so next thing that we will have to learn here is the first layers of the pictures. All these pictures that are below, as you can see, I'm swiping it to the left. All these pictures that are below, each and every one of them has a layer that is lying just beneath each of them. Okay, as you can see, you have edit, you have audio, you have text, you have overlay, you have effect, you have captions, you have aspect ratio, you have filters, you have adjust, you have stickers and background. These are the first layers of Capcut editing app. Okay, so when you get, each and every one has the work they are doing. Edit opens up to the layer that has split, speed, animations, effects, delete, enhance voice, isolate voice, retouch, remove background, camera tracking, volume, transform, auto reframe, adjust, and the rest of them. Video editing, filters, relight, overlay, basic, edit on high peak, over max, duplicate, replace, and the rest of them is just a lot of plenty of them. Opacity. So these are the basic ones. Inside audio, you have sound, you have brand music, you have copyright, you have sound effects, you have text to audio, you have extract, you have record. Okay, so we'll talk about what each and every one of them does. Okay, so when it comes to audio, the sounds, what sounds do is to use sounds to put a music soundtrack in your work. Okay, music soundtrack in your work that is not copyrighted. Maybe it's your own soundtrack or something else entirely. You can use sounds to do it. This one is brand music. You have copyright. You have sound effects. Sound effects is one you use to put in a good number of sounds. Okay, a good number of sounds. We'll still get to those ones. Let's just talk about each and every one of them. Then record, text to audio is okay. Extract, and then the one that, let's talk about the basic ones. The ones that people use for voiceover is record. If you click on record, you can press and hold this very icon to record your voice. If I press and hold it now, if I press and hold it, it counts just a similar way. Okay. So let's go on. Let us go on. So back to edit. Inside edit, you have split. What split does is to like this is your background. You want to cut off a part that you don't want in the video you created, or in the video you created, or in a picture. I want to cut off a particular place. If you look at this horizontal, this vertical line that is white, you're looking at, it's like a marker on the timeline. You click on it and use split to cut it into two. Right now, I'll just cut it into two. Okay, I just divided it. Okay, so that is it for the split. Mind you, there is an icon they use in returning. They use in doing undo and redo. So you want to return what I just splitted, I can click the undo button just by the right to bring it back the way it was. Okay, so inside edit you have speed. What speed does is it takes care of slow motion. Then you have animations. What animation does is to what animation does is it will animate the background you're looking at. It will give you a kind of a bouncy entrance. Okay, can give it a kind of bouncy entrance. You can extend how long it bounces in, and you can equally give it a bouncy out. How you want it to slide out. Okay, want it to slide out, it will still do the same thing. You can see that's what animation does. Another aspect that you need to know is the Okay, we'll talk about that one later. Okay, inside edit, you go to effect. Effect still does its own type of work. It's very much effective. If you're shooting musical videos, if you are shooting videos that has to do with that needs various type of animation, various type of effects, you can use effect to do it. Next one is delete. What delete does is to delete a part of the time frame that you already have. I can click on delete to delete the background. Then I'll use undo. Undo is on the top right, not so near on the same line with the play button to return the edit that I just did. The delete that I just did. First one is remove background. You can use remove background to remove the background of your subject. If you shot a video and you don't want someone to see the background of where you are or the background of the picture, you can use custom removal to do the remove background. The next one is that of auto removal can be done automatically to remove the background if you have a pro Capcut you're using. Custom remove chroma key. What chroma key does is it works with a green screen. So far you're using a green screen to work on your project, you can use chroma key to remove it. What chroma key works is usually on green. Anything that is green, it removes it entirely. Okay, that's what chroma key does. So I'll undo it. Okay, so it goes on and on and on. Let's see, the next one is transform. Transform will change the looks of let's go back to edit. Transform will change the perspective of which you're looking at whatever it is you have. When I click on transform, I can turn this upside down, I can turn it to the left, I can turn it upside down and turn it to the right, okay, and still return it back to what it was, which I just use rotate to do that. I can use mirror to turn it to change the position of where this man is and where the project proposal is. Okay, I just did use mirror to do that. There are other uses of this very mirror. You just have to be creative enough on what you want. Then the next one is resize. If I click on resize, I can shorten the size of this image by using it will serve as if like a crop. And shorten the size of this image to how I want it to be. See, it can move to the side, to the center, and all that. When I'm done, I'll click it like this, and it shortens. Okay, it will easy to crop something out of this thing. I've returned it back to normal housing. So the next one is volume. If this was a video, I'll be able, the volume will be highlighted. Okay. Next one is adjust. Under edit. So I'll swipe to adjust. Adjust works very well in terms of increasing the brightness, decreasing the contrast. It has saturation. All these works best based on how you want something to be. If you want it to be very fine, you click on it and then drag it to the left or to the right. See how this one is looking. You can use contrast to change the perspectives. I just click on brightness to make this room very bright. Okay, you can go to saturation. You can use it to change these things as much as you want based on the color that you prefer to overshadow the room. Okay, so that's just it for. I just drag this to the left. Okay, I can make it to look like it's night. See what is happening here now. I'm changing the perspective of the room, so automatically the room has changed. Has changed the appearance. Okay, so that is it for adjust. Okay, so I'll return it to the way it was by clicking on undo button. I'm returning it to the way it was by clicking on undo button. So the next one is filters. So the filter does a little bit similar thing to what we just did. It will just turn it to different colors that different appearance that you prefer. You have robust, you have urbanoid, you have dollars, you have shadow, you have jingle bells, you have red tea, and the rest of them. Okay, there is scenery. Each of them has what they serve for in terms of filters. Okay, there are plenty other ones that you have to do by yourself. You have overlay. Will, if you have to use overlay, you can split this screen and use not this overlay. You can split this screen and call on overlay to bring it down. Okay, this is to bring it down immediately below your work. That's what overlay does. So I'll return it back to normal. So move again. So there are videos that people, when you post it online, there are people that post some other person's video online. How you do that is Okay, let me bring in a video where robot is serving food. I think this will serve. So if you want to superimpose yourself onto this video, use overlay. I just clicked on overlay. Use overlay again. You now bring your video that you already worked on. Use your two fingers to reduce the size of the video. Place it by the side, and now start playing your video. Do you understand that aspect? So it works very well. Okay, so let's continue with what we are doing before this aspect entered my thoughts. So go back to edit. Let's finish on edit before we enter part 2 of this very training. If there is a picture you want to change, you can use replace to change that very picture into another picture. Let's use this kitchen picture to replace that one. So it has gone. So it will just automatically change it without you needing to start all over again. So back to edit again. Let's look for another image that we'll need to, another picture of this we'll need to work on. Opacity. What opacity does is to reduce the intensity of your image. You can even use this opacity when you're working with you want to make someone look like the person is a spirit. Let me use this image here, this seahorse image. So we'll reduce the opacity right now. Okay, let's go to opacity to use it to reduce the intensity of, see, it will look like it's a ghost image. To reduce the opacity, that's what opacity does. Okay, so let's go back to what we are doing. Under edit again. So okay, opacity is the last one that we need to talk about. Okay, so we'll end here for now so it doesn't get bulky. Thank you very much for listening.